Let's imagine this for a moment. We're far into the future, say around the year 2200. Humanity has become an interplanetary species with thriving colonies on multiple planets and moons across the solar system. A typical day for a spacefaring human might start with coffee on Titan, travel to work on Luna, maybe take the kids to school on Mars, then stop by the hydroponics lab on Venus, before heading home to chill on Europa. This may sound like a sci-fi fantasy, but scientists think it's totally possible, even likely. But there is a catch. If we're going to make this a reality, we have to act now. Or rather, we had to act now because Elon Musk has lost his extraterrestrial cool and accused NASA of intentionally slowing down our planetary ambitions. So what's going on here? What does it mean for the future of humanity? And what do people get so upset about these days? Welcome to the channel. Let's talk about the latest developments in the great interplanetary colonization race between Elon and NASA. To understand what's happening, we first need to understand what's happening on each planet. We humans are pretty lucky to live on Earth. It's the Goldilocks planet in the Goldilocks solar system. Not too hot, not too cold, liquid water, breathable atmosphere, ample sunlight. But our success is also partially due to the fact that Earth is a starter planet, a stepping stone on our path to becoming a multiplanetary species. Now, if you don't know, we've already left Earth in a way. There are people living on the moon right now aboard the International Space Station. They're just not staying there permanently. The plan is to expand the ISS into a space hotel called the Orbital Assembly Station, or O'Neill Station. And SpaceX is building their starbase in low Earth orbit, which will serve as a staging area for flights to the moon and eventually Mars. As for Mars, we've been visiting for decades via robotic rovers and landers, but the plan is to establish a permanent human presence on the surface, starting sometime in this decade. We're talking the first crewed Starship missions to Mars, either late 2024 or early 2025, depending on how quickly SpaceX can get everything working. Right now, Mars is pretty hostile to life as we know it. The atmosphere is thin, the temperatures are frigid, and there's no liquid water on the surface. But those problems can all be fixed with enough time and effort. We can put a dome over the landing site and fill it with an artificial atmosphere. Then we can build underground habitats to protect us from the radiation. And with enough heat and pressure, we can melt the ice caps and turn Mars back into a water world. With some gene editing, we can make local plants and animals feel right at home. In other words, we can terraform Mars to be another Earth. Elon Musk wants to be the first to pull that off. Then there's Venus. It's similar in size and gravity to Earth, but that's where the similarities end. Venus has no moon, so its climate is chaotic and unpredictable. But the worst part is the temperature. Thanks to runaway natural global warming over billions of years, Venus is an oven. The surface temperature is about 375 degrees Celsius or 689 degrees Fahrenheit. At that temperature, lead would be a liquid and you would burn to death in 20 seconds flat. So forget about a beach on Venus. You'll never get within 10 miles of one without getting incinerated. But that doesn't mean you can't live on Venus. We humans can survive in extreme environments. If we keep ourselves safe inside a bubble of breathable air and moderate temperatures. That's why Venus is the perfect place for the first off-world colony. You don't need to terraform Venus to make it habitable. All you need to do is build a bunch of domes. Scientists at NASA and elsewhere have been proposing Venus colony designs for decades. Most recently, researchers at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology released this new design for a floating colony on Venus. The idea is that the colony would float above the thick clouds in Venus's atmosphere and harness the abundant solar power up there. Floating colonies could theoretically house millions of people, though they wouldn't be able to walk around outside. Even inside the protective habitat, residents would need to wear a spacesuit, since the atmospheric pressure at cruising altitude is around 90 times that of Earth and mostly composed of toxic carbon dioxide. Still, it'd be better than living in a metal box underground, which is the best case scenario for Mars. So that's the state of things. Elon thinks we should go to Mars, change it and make it like Earth. NASA thinks we should go to Venus and build our first home there. For now, both options seem equally challenging, though NASA hasn't made any concrete plans to begin construction on Venus, while Elon has set up a whole organization to make his Martian dream a reality. But that's where things get interesting, because this week, Elon posted a bizarre rant on Twitter that reads, can't believe we're not terraforming Venus. I'm trying my best, people. Seriously, if we can't terraform Venus, then we are not going to become a multiplanetary species. Now, we obviously agree that terraforming Venus is a very good idea. But come on, bro, we're doing our best over here. You gotta trust the process. It's true that the scientific community hasn't made much progress on Venus, but the reason isn't that they're lazy or incompetent. It's because Venus is really, really hard to crack. The main problem is temperature. You can't terraform a planet that's hot enough to melt lead. That's something Elon seems to have forgotten. He wrote on Twitter, Venus will likely require direct sunlight to be lowered significantly. Maybe just move it closer to the sun a bit, which is actually a super genius idea. But the problem with it is that it requires technology that we simply don't have yet. Moving a planet closer to the sun would absolutely lower the temperature, but it would also completely disrupt Venus's orbit, and we don't know what effect that would have on the planet or the rest of the solar system. Like, if we move Venus closer to the sun, what happens to Earth? Does it get hotter? What happens to Mercury? Does it freeze? How do we know if the sun expands as Venus gets closer? And what if we make things worse? These are serious concerns that Elon needs to address. And listen, we're all passionate about space exploration and settling the stars, but we can't let our excitement cloud our judgment. That's how we end up with people like Chris Burgeon. Last month, this self-proclaimed astrophysicist published a paper arguing that we can fix Venus by nuking it. The paper was rejected by every peer-reviewed journal it was submitted to, which is a good thing, but Burgeon decided to press on anyway. His paper was rejected by Scientific American magazine, so he went to the media and started pitching the story to journalists. Eventually, CBS News picked it up and ran a full segment on the idea of nuking Venus. It was embarrassing for everyone involved. The truth is, no one knows how to terraform Venus except Elon, and that's the problem. While Elon has made some brilliant inventions and founded some amazing companies, he's also kind of an idiot sometimes. That's what makes him so exciting and unpredictable. But it also means that he can say crazy things without knowing all the facts. It's hard to believe that a man who built electric cars and a rocket company knows more about planetary science than the experts at NASA. But here we are. So next time, Elon, maybe Google it before you tweet. Just saying. Anyway, let us know your ideas about Venus terraforming in the comments section below. And don't forget to subscribe for more updates.